Welcome to Life, the podcast that dives into life. It's open to life. We discuss and talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. My name is Adam Farrell, and I'm here with my co-host, Steve Ballard. Hello and welcome to Life podcast episode 4. Today we are joined by Ruth, and I think your description, Ruth, is a military wife.
Yeah. My wife's in the Navy.
Your wife's in the Navy?
Yeah, she's in the Navy, yeah.
Cool.
Navy.
So I think episode 3 was with John O'Lee. He was a military veteran, or is a military veteran. He was talking about his tours and deployment in Afghanistan and Iraq and places like that. So it'd be nice. Adam jumped on Ruth and asked her to pop down to get a different perspective of being a wife of military personnel.
Yeah.
So how's life?
Crazy.
Is it really?
Yeah, very crazy.
How long have you been with your partner?
We've been together she originally worked at Wilkinson's distribution centre, and then she decided when she was with me that she wanted to join the Navy at 30 years old.
So you was with her?
I was with her.
I thought she was in the Navy before you got with her.
No,
oh,
I
so
was
she
there
decided
for
to take that.
She decided to take that when she was with me.
Shit the bed.
yeah.
That's a bit different than, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think if you marry into an already existing...
No, I've been there through every
little
thing that she has been through. I've been there. It's been horrific.
Really? Was it a joint decision without
it was something that she always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
She always wanted to do. Why she wanted to do it at 30, I'm not quite sure. It was sort of whether she was having a midlife crisis or something. I don't know. It was a bit of a mad decision that she wanted to do.
What's the cut-off age for military?
About 30, 32.
Yeah. I think it's 29 for the army.
She turned 30 in a basic training.
Oh, right, okay.
She actually turned 30 in a basic training. Yeah, she didn't have much of a 30th birthday, to be honest with you, but...
No.
Mad. Crazy.
Do you sort of wish that she didn't follow her dream, or you 100%... I don't want to cause an argument when she watched it there.
She'll be watching it, she'll be like, what?
Watching it back, what do you mean?
Selfishly for myself, probably, and her being at home, but then seeing what she's achieved, probably not. So it's like a 50-50 kind of thing.
Is she away at the moment?
She's away at the moment, yeah. She's been away since like April. She's on a world tour around the world.
I think that's a bit different with Navy, isn't it?
They were away for a long time.
I mean, with the tours.
Yeah.
Like Army, they will go to Iraq.
Yeah. Navy.
But military, I suppose it's...
With the Navy.
Navy.
Yeah, they go a bit out of all over the place, don't they?
She's been... this tour that she's just been on, she's been like all the way to Japan. South Korea.
Could you imagine that? How long it must take on a boat to get to Japan?
Months, yeah.
That must be... That'd do my head in.
And doing like exercises on the way with different like militaries, with like Indian Navy and people like that, so it's just been mental. You don't really get to hear from her very often.
I was just about to say that next. Sort of how long do you communicate?
Not very often.
Not even messaging, Facebook?
No, there's no signal. She can't get on Facebook.
That bewilders me. Sorry to cut you off. No signal. How can they send messages and whatever from anywhere?
Yeah.
But they just can't get you a message to your loved ones at home. Navy, sort it out.
Yeah. Fix the situation.
They do sometimes. So like, I get emails occasionally. So I get emails, and sometimes...
So they have got internet access?
They have, but they do switch it off if they're in like danger or anything like that. But you won't know. They're just turning everything off, so you can't do anything.
How long has she been away now?
Since April time.
April, May, June, July, August, September. 6 months?
Yeah, she's back next month.
So I thought she was about 8 months in total.
About 8 months, yeah.
How long is she back for?
She's probably got like a month off, and then it depends on where she goes next. If she goes on another ship, or if she stays on there and they decide to go out somewhere again, or she gets sent, because anything could happen. It's so unpredictable. Have
you travelled around with her, like different locations?
Because of COVID, I would have if it were, but with the COVID situation, I've not been able to. Because usually you're like, oh, they're going to be in this country for this week. She's got time off. I could fly out, but obviously because of COVID, she got to Japan and she wasn't even allowed off. So she's gone, imagine going all the way around the world.
Just being stuck on a boat.
Being stuck on this massive boat, and then like, that's Japan there, but I can't get off. It's mad. Yeah, so I don't think...
That's not for me.
This massive boat,
This massive boat. Well, it's a ship, apparently.
Yeah, I want to say it's a ship.
I'm not allowed to call it a boat.
Yeah. It's like when people turn around to me and say gun and a rifle. It annoys me as well.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Is there?
Yeah. But yeah, this massive. What do we know? What ship it is, and roughly this how big are we talking? She keeps saying this big ship.
Yeah, it's a massive boat.
It's a ship.
It's a ship. Yeah, it's a ship. Yeah, HMS Queen Elizabeth. It's 650,000 tons.
Oh, you got facts as well, data.
Yeah. It's massive. I think it can fit on. She was telling me about three aircraft.
I was going to Google. Thank you, Mr.
Boeing 757s, 3 aircraft. It's massive. It is big.
Have they actually got the space on the ship? I mean, do they have actual?
They've got planes on it.
So it's got a runway and stuff on it.
Yeah, the land planes on it.
Yeah. So it's relatively big then.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah. It is massive.
Not surprised then. If it can land a plane. So then they're on there with the RAF then, or
RAF's there. Some Army's there. Mainly RAF at planes, I believe, and then obviously some of the Navy military people obviously are trained with.
Oh, it's an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it's an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
HMS Queen Elizabeth is the lead ship of the Queen Elizabeth class of aircraft carriers and the fleet flagship. Oh, she's on the flagship.
She's on the flagship, yeah.
Flagship ship then. The flagship ship.
The flagship ship.
Say that 10 times quick.
Especially after a few
Well, what's her role on there?
She's a steward at the minute, so she works along with the chefs and things, make sure everybody gets fed.
See, that's a sort of side of the military that isn't spoken about or
they get overlooked a heck of a lot.
Massively.
The chefs and stuff like that.
Massively.
I'm not being funny, but at the end of the day, when I were in TA and stuff like that, I always looked at them and thought, I'm not going to take the piss because they're the ones that are feeding me.
Yeah,
100%.
You know, they're ones that are keeping me alive and fueled to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
So they're not to be snarled at.
No.
All joking aside.
It's just like posh dinners for if they'll go to Japan, for example, and they have their military on board. If it's their president or whatever it is, she'll be the one serving them the food as well.
So
she gets to see she does all the posh dinners.
All the world leaders.
But she doesn't cook me any dinners at home, so she needs to sort that out.
Bossman's holiday.
I've told her.
Yeah, told her officially.
That's it.
Do you obviously? I say obviously, it's not very obvious at all, it's just my head, I suppose, my dumbness of what's inside this school. Do you have a less amount of worry? Because let's just speak about Jono we had on. He was obviously infantry. He was on the ground, stepping on IEDs.
Yeah, that's not good, that.
Would you feel better, or do you feel better having a steward as a wife opposed to a military?
Definitely.
You do. So the sense of worry.
She's still in danger, but she probably wouldn't be in as much danger as what that person would potentially be in. And it is especially when you don't hear anything. I mean, they always say no news is good news. So if you don't hear anything, then that's obviously a good thing. Which it's not great, but it's that's what I'm thinking.
The thing there for me would be the not knowing.
Yeah.
I'd say that not knowing's worse than. Not knowing, I mean,
not knowing's scary.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
You just have to keep yourself really busy. That's throw yourself into work. Just do things that just keep you busy.
Yeah.
Get into a routine.
It's not a life I could lead.
No, it's a difficult one. A lot of people say that. A lot of people do say that it's not a life they could lead. Like, how do you do that? I don't know how you can do it. But you just have to I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think I've seen her go through all the basic training and everything. Can't really just turn me back on her. Sorry, Ayla. Especially since I married her.
And that's the story in itself, isn't it? Your wedding that you had.
Yeah.
Because
it went a bit pear-shaped.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah,
Tell us
because
a
of
little
COVID.
bit.
So was meant to get married in August. It got cancelled because of COVID. So then I thought, I'll change it to January because I think that'd be a good idea because it'll all be done and dusted by then because everybody thought it'd be finished, didn't they? And then we went into the tier system on the 30th. I actually having my nails done, ready for my wedding, thinking I'm going to have all these people here, and then turns out I couldn't have anybody there. And we had the choice of either getting married because she was getting deployed or leaving it, so we just decided to do it with 4 people.
Yeah, so you went from planning your initial wedding, which were going to be a big old singing,
one,
all singing, all dancing
wedding,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was going to be unreal, to 4 people.
We
couldn't have a meal. Couldn't cut the cake near anybody.
Oh, books.
I literally weren't allowed to have anything to, like, couldn't eat with anybody. Had to all be separate. Had to have photos separate. Quite difficult.
Photoshopped.
Yeah, photos. Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah.
I bet it were. I bet it didn't feel like a wedding.
No, we streamed
really.
it on the internet.
I know, I watched it.
Yeah, you watched it.
it.
Yeah, so that my mum and dad could watch it.
live.
So my mum and dad couldn't make it because they was in Skegness, and you had to be over 2 hours away to stay in a hotel for a wedding. They were the rules within Tier 4. So because she wasn't technically, I think she was about 1 hour 58 minutes away, she couldn't stay in the hotel. So it was just mad rules. But we just went and we went with it.
That's shit, isn't it?
It were.
Yeah.
But you got married. That's
Yeah, we
really
did.
cool.
Yeah. We're going to party 1 year, but I don't know when it'll be.
My sort of views on marriage is you're married, it's between you two, not your family.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing we said. Yeah.
It's something for you.
That
to
was the
into.
main thing that we were both saying as well. And one of the things that Ailey said to me, which I think has always stuck with me, is we're not here to pay for everybody's dinner. We're here. The reason why we're doing it is to get married.
That's
It's
why
not
me
to
and
pay
my
for
other
everybody's
half aren't
dinner.
having a sit-down meal.
That's what I wanted. But
We're having a buffet. That's it, done.
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
People can have
buffets.
they can nibble from the buffet and that's it. This is why purposefully we've gone for an evening wedding as well. We're not getting married till 5 o'clock in the evening. Where's the time for a sit-down meal?
There isn't.
Exactly.
So
Sorry,
it's wedding.
people, but no sit-down meal at my wedding.
It's wedding, food.
Yeah, well, wedding, photos,
Oh.
straight into party,
No.
and then I think the bringing out the buffet about 8-9 o'clock, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
how long have you been married now?
Since 2nd of January. Sorry, 2nd of January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all relatively new to you then.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So literally
wedding
got
started.
married.
Yeah.
And then she went. So I'm not divorced yet because I can't speak to her. That's it. Yeah.
So
So when she's back, it'll probably be around like our first wedding anniversary, and I will have been married a year, and I won't have seen her.
how long out of that year have you seen or would you have seen it?
About 3 months, isn't it? 3
But
4 months.
she was away. She was away for it because before this deployment, they were also like out for 8 weeks at a time doing little training exercises.
Oh, right.
So I only probably saw her for maybe I'd say 4 weeks at a push, in total.
4 weeks out of nearly 12 months.
Yeah, that's probably about it. I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mind you saying that could be a happy marriage.
It
Yeah.
is. Can't
If
argue with
your
each
wife's
other.
away at sea for
Yeah. Could be a
Right.
good idea then.
Couldn't it?
Don't argue with each other because I can't speak to her. And then
Yeah.
when I do speak to her, I'm like, oh, yeah, right. It's like,
I
how you
suppose that's
doing?
quite sweet in a way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose
yeah.
it does make the time that you've got together
Wait till she's back.
more
Yeah.
more
Yeah, that'd be
meaningful. I'm assuming that it's like very meaningful.
Yeah,
It's
I
very,
mean,
like,
you
know,
appreciate. I always hear like, obviously, I work in a supermarket, and you see couples arguing with each other over silly things like,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I can't believe you're
What
getting
brand bread
that.
and
What
not
is
white
your
bread?
yeah? And then you're there and you're thinking, why are you arguing over that?
I used to
Like-
feel like, just shut the fuck up. My
I
wife
do, yeah,
is
that's
in
what
Japan.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she can't
Just
get.
buy the
Yeah,
brown bread.
No,
You know?
honestly, that's what you do get like that sometimes, and
I
then
bet you walk home, don't you, and you have to tell yourself off for leaving the light on while you've been at work because there's no
she'll
one
tell
there
me
to
off.
annoy you.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
god, she'll tell me off when she's back.
Sometimes I don't appreciate myself.
That's it.
I don't know if this is going to be a nice question or not, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you feel there's a risk, or of you developing as separate people?
I've always thought about this, you know.
Have you? So it's not
Yeah, I
different.
mean, I've been in past relationships where, like, for example, I've been cheated on. So she. But because I think we've been through that, we both often say, like, I couldn't. I know, and I know it sounds really weird that she'd never ever betray me or anything like that. But, like, it is very. When she comes back, it is a bit awkward. Do you know when they first do
Yeah,
come
I'm not
back?
talking about cheating
No.
and finding new partners, but
Like, separate lives.
me and you
Yeah.
met today.
Yeah.
We developed a loose bond
Yeah.
through an hour conversation before we started recording. If I don't see you for another year,
Yeah.
I'm going to change as a person, and so are you.
Yeah.
Are we still
100%,
going?
yeah.
Are we still going to meet and get on like we do?
I don't know.
In years? That's what I'm saying. Do you?
Yeah, well,
is there
I
any
don't- I
sort of
think-
like?
It is. You get a lot of support from the Navy as well, and packs about how your emotions are changed and things like that. So, like, there's one for her that says like she feels like guilt and things for leaving me, and I like. And then there's things for me that's like you'll feel like anxiety when she comes back, and it's. But obviously, we kind of do live two separate lives now.
Yeah.
So I'm living my life without her, and it's like she's not there, and she lives obviously her life without me, and it's like I'm not there. But when we're back, just feels stronger.
Oh, good.
That's it. So I don't think
Is it kind of like them friends
well, I
that
hope
you
it
have?
feels like that.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like them friends that you have where you don't see them for years, but then when you get back together again, it's like you've never been apart.
Yeah,
That kind of a thing.
We end up spending lots of time talking about like what we've been doing. So like she'll probably come into the house and be like, well, why haven't you done that? That's when you think, why haven't you done that?
Yeah.
But we usually
Comes home, why's Christmas tree not up yet?
She usually has a lot of stories to tell me.
I bet she does.
A lot of stories. So that's usually what I get fixed.
I bet conversation never gets boring.
No.
Can I get Haley on?
Yeah, get Haley on. She'll come.
Yeah.
She'll come and speak to you.
That'd be amazing.
When she turns up outside with Chameleon hair on.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. Haley, there's your invitation. If you want to, please get in touch. We'll love to get your side of the story and see what it's like.
That'd be
God.
Obviously, it's Sunday night. She's leaving.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
What's going through your head?
Oh God, I can't even explain it. It's not very good. I mean, when she went for that long period of time, I had to drive home in her car because I've got to. There's like extra things you've got to think about. So like her car MOT. Do you know all the things like that? She's loads of things. I've got to think for two people, not just for one. And literally, when you're driving home, you're just like...
That's a wife's job anyway, I think.
You've got
Whether they're here or not, that's a wife's job, innit?
Yeah, I think she stays strong for me because she's just like... she's just a strong person anyway. And then there's like... I don't know, it's just awful. For the first 2 weeks, it's very hard. Very hard. And then eventually, you kind of like get into your own routine. And then some days are difficulter than others. You like birthdays and Christmases and things like that.
Have you got coping mechanisms or anything you do?
Watching TV, random things. I'm into Strictly Come Dancing at the minute.
Oh, can you dance?
No.
Did 2 left feet.
Yeah, no. So I'm like watching, like just having a routine. Anything to take your mind off it. Like
sometimes the mundane is just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you just switch off, just watch something mundane and just
watch a film or go for a walk or something. But yeah, it's just difficult. It's like if I said to people it wasn't, then I'll be lying. But I know a lot of people go through it. But I think if I had kids, it'd be a lot worse. If you had children and had somebody in the military who was gone all the time and you go to try and explain to them, and you can't cope yourself, and then you've got to be like, oof.
Do you? No, when you're just speaking there, you mentioned like anxiety of them coming home.
Yeah.
I'd be a nervous wreck.
I am a little bit.
If my partner was away for a year, 10 months or whatever, that night, it'd be exciting, it would be nerve-wracking. That would be my worst night, I think. The anticipation of them coming home, opposed to them leaving.
Yeah, I mean, when they've gone...
I suppose with the leaving...
They've gone.
you kind of have the time before, because they tell you, it might not be a lot of time, but you have a bit of time before and you kind of process it.
Yeah.
And you kind of get used to the fact that they will be leaving, to a degree.
I mean, this
It don't make it any easier, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
But when they come back, I bet it's really difficult to get that into gear to understand how they're coming back.
It is. It's like, again, I've got this pack from the Navy about when they come back and it's got all about this anxiety and things. And there isn't really a way to deal with it. There isn't a way to deal with it, but it is... I don't know, it's a bit scary when they come back.
That's what I mean.
It's very scary. Like, I don't like the feeling. I prefer it when they've gone than when they come back. It's just awful.
So everyone like being a...
Butterflies, too many.
Yeah, you can do that.
I suppose it's like meeting them again for the first time.
It is, yeah. And then you're like... You obviously take them home. She's obviously not seen daylight for God knows how many months on end, when she's obviously not been out. And then you're taking them home, and then it's like, oh, do you want a cup of tea? You're like, you don't really know what to say to each other. So you have to get over that initial thing first.
It's like a first date thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit weird, yeah.
Isn't that nice though? You can have a first date with your partner for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
It is.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
True.
It is.
I never thought of it like that.
Always thinking.
Yeah.
Did you watch that RAF Bryce Norton show?
I've not, no.
It was on like a couple of years ago where it was on like weekly episodes. And obviously Bryce Norton, that's a massive military base for
RAF into
Yeah. And the show was documenting the lives of wives and husbands that were at home on the camp while the partners were on tour.
No.
That got very real. Very real, yeah.
I've never watched
Especially when
it.
phone calls started happening and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I bet that's quite difficult as well. When
I don't
when
like
you
phone
actually,
calls.
when you do actually hear from them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they've been
I
away
don't get
for that
many
long.
phone calls, thank God.
No.
Because of the time difference, and then she shares a cabin with 8 other girls, and the phone's in the cabin. So when they're on like night watch, it's difficult for her to ring if they're asleep. And obviously with the time difference and things, when they're in Japan and me being at work and then going back home and then I'm in bed when she's awake, and it's so that's we've just mainly been messaging or like emails where we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that opened my eyes to obviously military is glorified to some degree of brave sailors, pilots.
People
army.
just instantly always think, when it comes to the glorified bit, I think it's because people instantly think of the worst things that the military have to do.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of person to be able to go and do them acts.
100%.
And to put themselves into them scenarios, which it does. But the military's not all that. That might only be, say, 10% of the time in the military.
Yeah.
It's it's like a smaller section, because there's 100 other things that the military do.
100%.
And like you say, all that lot gets forgotten about, and people don't talk about that, and they don't think about that.
No.
Military, people instantly 9 times out of 10 think army.
Guns.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Army, war,
Yeah.
bloody, like you say, guns, rifles, blowing things up. That's such a small section.
And that's what RAF Brides Norton, the show, it really put across, even like the logistics of getting all the food out to Afghanistan.
What time are you on?
10 to 1.
5 minutes.
Right, cool. You're getting all the food over to Afghanistan and all the equipment and stuff like that. It's these warehouse workers.
Yeah.
They've gone through the basic training. They're part of the military, but they're just a warehouse worker.
Yeah.
And they're so overlooked, stewards.
So overlooked, yeah.
So overlooked. Without them, they're the engine.
Yeah.
They're the fuel.
Yeah.
It's not just heroes.
It's like if as well, like when they do lots of like trials, like so they might set alarm off and say somebody's jumped overboard. She's then a first aider. She's not a steward then, so she changes job role straight away. Like she's like firefighter. There's a fire. She's got to be a firefighter because there's no hospitals or anything on it. So yeah, she's she's trained in first aid as like an extra role.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing that they are good at, the military. Most people are multi-skilled in different roles.
Yeah.
It's like when you join the army, the first thing when you do your basic training, you're a soldier first.
Yeah.
So you get trained as an infantier to a basic level as an infantier. So if they need you out on front line, they can just pick anybody and they can go, that patrol needs you, off you go. Regardless of what other job and stuff that you're trained enough that you can do that.
Yeah.
When you do your pre-deployment training, they get your fitness level up then at a fit to fight standard. That's
she's
what they call
still doing
fit to
fitness
fight.
tests now while she's deployed, so she has to run on the top flight deck with the wind. So I don't know if she does that.
So there's all that comes in as well. And like this was one of the things that used to annoy me, and people still say it now. I kind of get why it's in jest, but it's not. They used to say, because I was a RLC driver, so my job was just to drive.
Yeah.
That was what my role were. Oh, so you're a JAD, just a driver. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm not just a driver. That's how I kind of used to look at it. I'm not just a driver. I am a driver, yes, but I do other things as well.
Yeah.
And it's the same with any job role.
Right across the board.
Yeah, across the board. She's a steward, that's her primary role.
Yeah.
But if the shit hit the fan,
then that's
she'd
it.
have to pick a rifle up like anybody else.
She would, yeah.
People don't think of that.
No, they don't.
I'd like to see that ship, to be honest. I'd like to
Yeah.
I'd like to have a play.
Go on top and just start driving.
Have you been onto any ships that she's been on?
When I went to go and see her last time, they said, you can take your family and friends on. But I was like, no, I just want her off.
Really?
I was like, I do want her. Her dad was going to go on it, but we ended up, it was freezing cold. It was like, but I might, this time I might.
Yeah,
I might pop on and have a
look where she's sleeping and
I've seen videos. I know there were like a documentary on it last year, and they're actually filming a documentary on that ship at the minute.
She's going to be on telly?
Yeah, next year. Yeah, I know, yeah.
That'd be nice.
Get her on
TV
telly
star.
Yeah, TV star.
Hadn't you already seen her on telly?
Yeah, I did,
before?
yeah. When I was at work, obviously she can't speak to me, and the Queen went to visit the ship. And I went home and I watched Sky News, and she's there with the Queen on TV when I went home.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know until she told me. I was annoyed at her because she was going to ring me, but she told me she had to polish her boots. So
You
obviously,
liar! You're serving to the Queen.
yeah. She went on. Yeah, the Queen went to. It was her first place where the Queen had gone since her husband had died, and she went and spoke to him, and she got handpicked out of like thousands of people to go and see her. So. I was like, all right, well, that's the reason why you've not rang me then, because of polishing your boots.
Okay.
But there is a reason why she said that, isn't there?
Yeah.
There is a reason, and you know, at the end of the day, it's the Queen's whereabouts as well. They can't.
Yeah, they can't say.
They can't
she can't,
say.
because obviously, even with messages and things like that, anybody could hack into it. She could message me saying,
I'm in Japan now.
I'm in Japan, and then somebody. That's one of the reasons why she can't tell me where she is. And some of the times, I don't even think she knows where she is.
I don't think you would.
You know, she's gonna.
If you're
Can't see in
Middleton,
the daylight, you don't have a clue. No, she even says to me that I have no idea where I am.
Wow, so polishing the boots is military term for shit's going down.
Yeah, the Queen's coming.
Not polishing the boots. So if we just leave the military just for a second, I want to ask you about your qualification you've got.
Oh my god, my McDonald's one.
Without taking the piss, because I'm quite interested in this. So, no piss taking.
So,
You've got a GCSE in...
well, it's technically it's hospitality and catering, I think, but it's for McDonald's.
It's via McDonald's.
Yeah.
What does this entail?
Right. So,
Is it a GCSE or is it like an MVQ?
it was like an MVQ.
Right, okay.
You have to
flipping
do a lot.
burgers.
Pretty much, yeah. I started when I was at university. I just had a part-time job at McDonald's and
What did you study at uni?
media production
Right.
at Lincoln. And
So I'm
then,
giving Ruth this
okay.
episode to edit.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And then, so when I was there, I still wanted some cash, so I worked there, and then I ended up, when I finished university, there wasn't really much like job wise. It was like recession had just hit, and so I just decided to stay at McDonald's just for the time being, and then went like salaried management and things like that. And then whilst I was there, you could, when you're like becoming different levels, I think when you're a manager now, you get A levels, but you have to go to Hamburger University in East Finchley, and it actually is Hamburger. That's what it's called. That's actually what it's called. And I've got GCSEs. Because I did my qualifications, like you had to do your maths and English to start off with. If you didn't already have them, you could do it via McDonald's. So you're on like the computer and you did all of your maths and English all online, and then you ended up doing your tests and things, and you did that. And then you had to like work every area. So you had to do the tills, you had to go in the dining area, you had to go and flip burgers, even though you don't flip them, and you had to
And toast them.
You don't
or-
toast-
No, there is just a platen that comes down.
It's shit food now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It really
Oh.
is. Tasty, but
Yeah.
shit food.
It were like, yeah, and then you end up getting a qualification and a little pin badge, but I lost my pin badge because it was quite a while
Are you
ago.
joking?
No, but it worked quite
You
a while
lost
ago.
your pin badge. That's like the
Yeah.
McDonald's Blue Peter badge.
I mean, taking the piss aside, you can build a career at McDonald's.
Oh, you can, yeah.
You could.
No, you
build
can, yeah.
a nice
I know a lot
lifestyle.
of people who still work there. I mean, I left just because I felt like I couldn't get any further, so I went to Aldi. But I know people there that's made really, really, really big careers there who are like managers, and they're on quite a decent amount of money, and it is there. I know people, like, I used to get it a lot, you know, when you get like kids coming in throwing stuff at you, like, you're thick you are because you work at McDonald's, you're like, I've got a degree, mate.
But it's them kind of people that are going to be at McDonald's for the rest of their life.
That's it, yeah.
If you've got mentality to call someone
Yeah.
thick because of where they work, without knowing their life situation,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
you're going to be there for the rest
They're
of
the
your
not
life.
ones
being
that won't
funny,
make them far.
But a job at McDonald's is at least a job.
That's
of
it.
course.
It's a
I
job.
don't think that they
You know what I
have
mean?
them now.
And a job,
100%, mate.
it's better than no job.
100%.
It is.
Yeah.
I had some really funny things that happened as well. I can't. Like I had a.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's not-
There we go.
Spunking in burgers or anything.
No. Mainly with customers, to be fair. So I had a guy that decided one day just to plank on the tills, just while I was just to plank there, just laid there, just
Was someone
planking.
videoing him? Was it a YouTube prank? Or?
No, we were just absolutely off his face. Just,
They're the best.
and then,
They're the best.
just planking on the tills. I had a guy that came through the drive-through, but obviously he weren't right, and he just fell asleep in the drive-through lane. So I just put a Big Mac meal through.
His window.
Yeah.
Got out, pushed his car.
We had to push his car out the drive-through because he fell asleep.
That's shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, I've had stuff like that. Yeah.
And then late nighters, clubbers.
Yeah, late nighters, clubbers. I've honestly some of the
I bet
stuff.
you've seen some right
I've had
sides.
people try to steal massive chairs and try and run down Rotherham Town Centre with massive chairs, and you're like walking behind them, like, what are you doing? Just like literally trying to steal a massive chair. Just why?
I don't get it. I don't get mentality.
Somebody-
the things
The things that people nick.
when they've had a few too many and maybe a few.
I've had
illegal
somebody bring their
substances.
pint to me to bring me a pint of beer, just like randomly, here you are, because I said you can't drink in here. Oh, why you have it? No, I can't have it. I'm working.
I'm working.
yeah. I can't now. Madness now. But yeah, crazy.
Do you miss McDonald's a little bit?
I do, but then there's more funny things that happens at Aldi as well. So
Do you work the tills?
I'm a store manager at Aldi. I do go on the tills occasionally. I mean, last week I had somebody crash into my store.
What?
Just literally just crash into it with a car, just twice.
What? So they crashed into it, reversed out, and then crashed into it again.
Yeah.
So it was obviously done on purpose.
Apparently it was an automatic car and she didn't know what she was doing.
Wow.
You get stuff like that.
I'll tell you something, this podcast, I know we're going to do a breakdown episode, but this has taught me that there's some fucking idiots out there.
Oh,
There
God,
is,
yeah.
honestly,
There really is.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that, but when you sit down with several people telling you several different stories like this, it blows my
Yeah,
mind.
it does, doesn't it?
It
You just
really
think,
blows
what?
my mind. So do you prefer, so you're store manager
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Aldi.
yeah.
Do we have to blame the store managers for the speed of the tills? Because this is famous.
This is
isn't
it.
it?
This
If
is
you
it.
are viewing from out of the UK, Aldi is a budget supermarket,
Yeah.
and hopefully we're going to find out the reasons in a minute. But if you're waiting and the cashier is serving or ringing through all your shopping, they bam, 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 bam,
It
bam,
might as well
bam.
go straight into your till.
And then
You don't
you
even
stop there.
touch it.
Yeah.
And you wonder why your eggs are cracked.
That's it.
You stood there with this fucking bag and a pile of shopping in front of you, a queue, and you're like, dude, this isn't fair. This is not fair. This is not life. What's the mentality behind that?
The reason is because they used to, but it's changed a bit now. So they used to look at till speed. So like how many items you can put through per hour. So you've got literally everyone's got like I think the target used to be like over 1,000. So
Per
that's
hour?
per hour, yeah. So you need to get 1,000
What for?
per hour. Just for the the quicker that you are, the more you're off a till, the more you can fill the shop up to make the prices cheaper. That's so because obviously you don't need as many staff. That's
I
the mentality
stopped
behind it.
Using Aldi when I couldn't keep up with us.
That one, yeah.
I couldn't keep. And I understand, speed is efficiency.
Yeah.
But if you've got a 70-year-old,
Yeah, they can't, yeah.
they can't hack.
No.
There's a line between efficiency and customer service.
Yes.
That's
This
what,
is
yeah.
what I find.
Yeah.
It's like when I go to Tesco's, they'll always turn around to me and they'll go, "Do you need help with your shopping, putting it into your bags?"
Yeah.
I always say no.
Yeah.
But if
you
I were
never
an
know,
old
yeah,
fart
you'd be like,
or whatever that couldn't do it,
I'd need the military if I was little.
you know, it'd be
Do
like,
you need any help? Come on, boy!
you know, yeah, but it's like,
yeah.
you know,
It has
it's
changed a
there.
lot though in the past
It's-
couple of years. So like we all got sent on courses basically to kind of slow down. So
Really?
more like customer service. Like this is an alt, yeah. So like
And they're still quick though at
they're
Aldi.
still
They are
quick,
still
yeah,
fast.
yeah. Because of how many staff you've got, but they're still like I'll be honest, I'm not very quick on till at all. So if you ever come to my till, you'd be waiting for me.
I go shopping at your Aldi quite a lot.
Yeah, I know
actually.
I'm not really on very often, but when I am, I'm
I'm saying
I'm not as
it's
quick
usually
as some of them.
it's usually on a Friday when I
That
pick
one,
my
yeah.
daughter
But
up.
we all got sent on like a customer service refresher, they called it, because obviously in the olden days it used to be a case of you get in your trolley and get out kind of thing.
Yeah,
but now it's a bit. Now they've noticed that that's a massive problem.
Oh, good.
They did notice, yeah, because
Good.
I've got told about it. So yeah, that's
I mean,
all.
it's quite a stressful job, though, isn't it, at times?
Yeah. I mean, over pandemic, it wasn't very nice when you're trying to get people's wanting to beat you up because they can't get the toilet rolls. So
I know.
Is that your fault?
that was my fault.
When we did the pilot episode, we spoke about it's not being a COVID podcast and so, but it's a pandemic. It's a global pandemic. It crops up in people's
Yeah, of course
lives.
it
It
is.
haunts
Yeah.
people. So we're going to have to speak about it,
Yeah.
to some degree. What was the Aldi policy on masks?
Basically, that you got to wear them on shop floor.
Was it quite aggressive with? I don't want to get
That
you
one,
in
yeah.
any trouble.
No.
This is my inquisitive mind with. Did it get
That
to
one.
the stage where people were escorted out, or did you get much confrontation? during
Well,
it?
what happened? I personally, at the beginning, because of all the other supermarkets who were doing it, I think Sainsbury's were one of the first ones that said on TV, we're making sure people wearing masks and things like that. I did have a guy that came into mine that started filming because he was obviously one of the people that he wanted people to be able to choose if they wanted to wear one or not and things like that, which I completely respect. And then it did get a bit silly, so he came in filming, and obviously then at that time we got asked to tell people, can you please leave? But then it started to lax off, I think, when it started to get a bit like, when people's becoming aggressive over something, and I don't really want the hassle. They want to come and do the shopping, and it just got a bit aggressive. And then at the end of the day, it was a personal. People have got conditions that they don't want to speak about.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a doctor, so it did lack off a little bit. To be fair.
And at the end of the day, that's fair. I think there is certain people that have got conditions that it would.
The main problem I had was other customers fighting with each other. So this person's so obviously I've got a condition.
We spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
Diversity.
People fighting each other, yeah. So I've got somebody who comes in. We've got security on the door at the time. They said, "Look, I've got this condition. I can't wear one." Absolutely fine. Come and do your shopping. But then it's somebody else who then has a go at them, and then I've got that altercation to deal with. That was my main issue. It wasn't necessarily the mask wearing itself. It was mainly other people fighting.
You see, and should that really be your responsibility to deal with that altercation?
No, not particularly.
But if you're the store manager,
and you've got two people fighting, there's kids
you're
there.
responsible for that store and the people.
Yeah, so I just booted them both out because I've not got time for this. And then you got people.
I'd have dragged them with a rear hole.
Oh, no, we never know. You got people at the tills who felt like they were too close to each other, even there was like lines on the floor, and they started fighting each other.
Get back away from me! It's like
yeah.
Like they've got some sort of bloody play.
It's nice to wear from the inside though. It's
isn't it?
Yeah, from the inside.
It is like it was just. It were all right. Like at the first weekend when Boris put it out, like everybody used to wear masks in supermarkets. It were hard, but then after that, it literally was just customers fighting with each other. And I don't even know why they came out shopping when they were just going to come out for a fight. I think people just went out just to fight people. That's what I generally think.
That mixed with the Aldi reputation of stacking up shopping really quick. It's like, like falling down there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's in the film Falling Down.
Yeah, I have, It's brilliant.
Film.
Michael Douglas. Great film. Have you not seen it? Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
No.
I'm assuming you know who Michael Douglas is.
Yeah. No.
Watch it. It's one of the funniest films
Is it?
ever.
And he gets really fucked off over the burger in the end.
Yeah.
He just wants his burger. But he's had a shit day.
Oh,
to say the least. Please watch it if you want some mundane stuff to watch.
The whole point of the film is it's about. It is all done on one day, isn't it? So he has the world's worst day. Ever known to man. And everything that can go wrong or any shit that can happen, it happens.
Then he just flips his lid
and it sends him absolutely nuts.
Oh my god!
It is
I'll have to watch
brilliant.
That.
It's really funny.
We'll just come back to the military for a little bit, or being a military wife. Have you got a piece of advice that you would, if there's anybody watching that the partner is potentially going to go away or is going away and they're struggling? Have you got? I know everyone's different, but what would your advice be dealing with?
Getting into a routine, I think.
Routine?
A routine.
Nice.
Getting into a routine. Being tolerant, I think, because obviously you're going through it, but they're probably going through something completely worse.
They're missing you as you are missing them.
And they feel guilty. Yeah, and I can't imagine what went through her head when she went on that ship. I can't even imagine it, because I know what went through mine, but she's obviously got a different... And she doesn't really speak about it, this is the thing, so like for me, I think she just wants to make sure that I'm happy.
I think a lot of the time, from when I've spoken to other people that have gone on tours, and I know Ant Middleton says it in one of his books as well.
Yeah.
He says when you're on these kind of operations or tours or whatever you want to call them, I mean, Ant Middleton didn't used to contact home at all. That didn't exist whilst he was there. He just...
No, gone.
That's it. He was like, I can't. He says in his book, like, he got a letter or something from home, and he just went, burn it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Like,
no, shouldn't do that with me.
And he was like, I cannot deal with that whilst I'm here in this environment. He says, I've got to focus on this situation, where I am, and myself, so I know I'm getting home to them.
But that's an extreme level.
It is an extreme level.
Into
but I think to some degree, I think everybody takes some sort of action to safeguard themselves from the home life. That's the point, I think.
Well, I think I would like messages from the home that would fuel me to get back home. That would fuel me.
I'm completely opposite.
Do you know what
I don't
I mean?
think I would.
Yeah.
I think if I went and did something like that, I'd have to completely switch off to this.
Yeah.
Because if I was away, I'd need to think, right, I'm away, I'm in survival mode now.
Yeah, I think that's what
I
it
need
is.
to
I think they're very
survive.
different.
I can understand that.
They switch off.
Yeah.
I feel like she switches off.
Yeah.
Personally, she'll probably watch this and be like, "What?" I feel like she switches off to me, but I think.
Well, this is why we need to get her on to.
Yeah, this is it.
Yes, we
because
do.
I feel like
You
that's
know,
because
yeah.
she doesn't want me upset. Because she knows how upset I get about her going, and I think she feels like she's got to be the strong one. And I think that she does, to some extent, just switch off. So I think it's mental.
Yeah.
It is mental.
But I think I can see why she would.
I can see why she would
she
as well. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely I'd just tell everybody to be... Just get in your own routine. At first 2 weeks is not very nice, and then there's like certain milestones that are nice, like birthdays, etc. And then eventually, once you've got over that, it's just the homecoming bit. I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, I like her coming home, but it's obviously the
The
anxiety.
anticipation and
Yeah,
anxiety
yeah,
of
yeah.
coming out.
That's the thing that I'm going through at the minute, because like I've got till next month, and
To get the house
Yeah.
tidy.
to get the house tidy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that. I bet you worry about the most mundane shit
Yeah.
that won't even enter her head.
Yeah.
She wants to see you, but
Yeah.
that chair's got to be right.
Yeah, that's
There's
it, yeah.
There's got to be no
Bed
proximity.
sheets. She's obsessed with bed sheets.
Yeah.
They've got to be clean and ironed.
But I don't think that'll really matter in her head. When she
I
comes
don't
home.
know. She'll probably
find
watch it.
out.
I'll find out when she comes back.
We'll find out.
Hospital corners.
Yeah, she's really good at making beds and ironing and stuff like
So this is the first time she's been away from you
No, she...
for this long time, this length of
the
time.
first day that she set foot on that ship, she got sent to America for 4 months. So she literally got posted onto that ship, and she rang me up and she was like, "I'm going tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, right." She went, "I'm going to America." Yeah, that was in 2019, just before.
What did she do before that then?
Wilkinson's. She worked at... No,
I'm on about before.
in the Navy.
Yeah.
She did a basic training, so she was away for that period of time doing basic training, and then she did a phase 2, because obviously for stewards, they haven't really got much training to do. So like usually if you're doing like a medical role, you're probably there for a year or 2 or whatever to do your medical role. She was only there for about 6 weeks, and then literally they posted her onto HMS Queen. I think I saw her for 20 days all that year. So she then got posted onto that ship and got sent off, and that was... I've seen her more this year than I did that year. Let's put it that way.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
I know, yeah.
There's like...
So since she's been in the Navy,
She's been deployed every single year, pretty much.
in total,
Yeah,
you've seen her for less than 100 days.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, since like 2019, 100%.
It's like having a relationship, not in a relationship.
Yeah, it is. That's what it's like.
How fucked up's that?
Wow.
It's mad, isn't it?
How do you have a relationship with someone that's not there?
It's difficult.
It is.
It's very difficult.
You
Yeah.
rarely get my sympathy.
Yeah, it is
That's
difficult.
got to be crazy.
I'm just hoping that this next year she's not going anywhere, because she's got to be due a break at some stage.
I think the Navy as well have the longest tours.
They
don't they?
do, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work with a submariner. In like 7-8 months, just like probably more now. Do you know what I mean?
Underwater.
Yeah, just underwater with a gang of blokes. I'd go mental. I'd go mental. I mean, there's not just the physical act, is there? And it's not just PTSD. It's the actual. I think I will struggle in the mentality of being locked in this bedroom with 8 girls or 8 blokes. Do you know what I mean? That's it. That's your life.
I couldn't imagine being a submariner. I know that's something that Hayley does not want to get into at all. She told me that. Just being under... Because there's like literally no contact there. You only can... I think you can only send like a 10-letter...
Yeah, something.
Like famagram, they call it. Yeah, literally, that's all you can get. That's it. I'm okay. Thank you. Love you. Something like that. That's it. You can't get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never
if
even
in
thought of
in a
that.
submarine, you don't get any communication. At least sometimes, like...
And a
I might
submarine
get
as
the
well,
odd
if there's
WhatsApp or
something that
something.
goes wrong in a submarine,
Yeah, then that's it. You're done.
you're done.
You
There's
are,
no way out.
No.
No. Not under there.
No.
No.
The pressure and everything
Yeah,
like that.
there's no way out. You've
Any
got no
submariners
chance.
want to come on and share a few stories?
Yeah.
Feel free. That'd be quite interesting. We're getting a military thing, aren't we? At the
We
minute?
are at the minute.
It's Remembrance Day today.
It is.
Unfortunately,
11,
I think
11,
it'll be
11.
2 weeks till this comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's
And
quite
now,
nice.
if we're getting Jono's, I'll try and do it it'll be next Tuesday.
Well, yeah, next Tuesday.
Yeah, because Jono's is going out.
Won't be Remembrance Day though. That's one.
Yeah, Jono's is going out on Remembrance Sunday.
Mhm.
This will be the Tuesday after.
Yeah.
So it's not far off. It's not far off. It's only a couple of days.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
yeah.
Yes.
Any other words of wisdom you wish to share?
In fact, you mentioned earlier on that obviously you get like packs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For any other military partner or someone who's got a military personnel as a husband or wife, what help is actually out there for them, and how would they get it?
There's quite a lot. I mean, my little niece, Hayley, sent for a child's pack, which I thought was really good. I mean, I only looked at it like recently, to be fair. I probably should have looked at it before. Sorry, Hayley. With her. And it's got like, if people have got kids in the Navy, that's really good. So they've got, for example, one of the exercises they could do is like colour in this picture and there were a piece of string and you could measure the height of the child and send the string out to the parent so you could see how long, but how tall they've got and things like that. It must be quite horrible getting that. I wouldn't like it, if I got that piece of string. And there's like, things for kids, and there's like bedtime stories that they can get. So like, some with the story, the narrative is like of something being away and trying to explain it to them in that kind of sense. But for partners, there's loads of like charities and things. And I got a free Alton Towers trip. I got a free Magna trip through the charity. So like when you've got somebody away, you can go and get like some tickets for free events or whatever on certain days, and you can take family. Just
That's good.
Keep your mind at rest.
Yeah,
it's good.
Kids as well when they've got parents away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's the military life, not for me. Definitely not.
I'd rather be in the military than have someone that's within the military and me being.
I think I would.
Yeah,
I think I would.
Yeah. For me, that'd be if I had to choose between the two.
Yeah. Because you're not going to have a job at home, or it's very unlikely you're going to have a job in this country that's just full on that needs your attention to pass the time, like it does when they're away. Because like you say, routine and keeping yourself busy.
Routine, keep yourself busy. Yeah,
that's what you've got to do. I think there was also the documentary on HMS Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I think they interviewed some partners then for that. That was interesting. That documentary.
There's a few.
Yeah, like the workings of an aircraft carrier, basically, the training that they went through. And I remember seeing one fire drill. Set fire to the deck.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to see everyone go, mate. And the listeners sat down and woo woo like Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? Down
it's
the
on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Some of it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Put a link in.
Yeah.
I will
put a link
see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Put a link. I need to start making notes of these links because I keep forgetting to put certain ones in.
What's the video about?
Yeah. Well, I have to watch it back to edit it. But
that's good.
Yeah.
Can we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, thank you very much, Ruth. I've really enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah.
And I wish you and Hayley the best of luck for the future.
I'll try and get her on.
I hope you have some kind of marriage.
Yeah.
Where you see each other and spend time with each other and appreciate each other.
Yeah.
It's good. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Awesome. Nice one. Thank you.
In a bit.